All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm going to talk about the Pro Bowl today as the roster was released yesterday. First, I'd like to say I don't really like where the Pro Bowl has gone. When I was growing up, there was no NFL Network and Red Zone stuff like that. So the only games I got to see was just division games, just division teams, and I never really got to see any of the superstars around the league, especially in the AFC, except if I watch SportsCenter or something. So, I always wondered, what would happen if Randy Moss was covered by Champ Bailey, stuff like that, or how LT would do. I never seen him play. So, it was early 2000s watching a Pro Bowl. I think it was just made to be a showcase of all the talent around the league since you couldn't really watch it. And it was based on the best players in the league. The Pro Bowl this year, I think it's just on record or popularity, I guess. That's the problem I really have with it. For the most part, this is kind of a decent selection. I'd say 80% of the picks I could agree with, 10% I disagree with, and then another 10% is like, well, I you can make an argument for somebody else, but it's not a bad pick whatsoever. All right, so going through the quarterbacks, we have Tom Brady, Derek Carr, and Roethlisberger in the AFC. Brady, he's playing fantastic. Derek Carr, what he's doing in Oakland is great. Ben Roethlisberger, I put Andrew Luck in there over Ben Roethlisberger simply because Ben Roethlisberger has a top five offensive line, and Andrew Luck has probably the worst offensive line in the league. Well, currently his offensive line is 31st, Roethlisberger's third. They have the same amount of pass attempts, but Andrew Luck has more yards, more touchdowns, and less interceptions than him. All right, going to wide receiver next. You have Antonio Brown, Cooper, AJ Green, and Ty. Can't complain there. Those are four fantastic receivers. T.Y. Hilton's having a great season. AJ Green, he got injured recently, but he still deserves to be in there. All right, going through running backs, there's Le'Veon Bell, LeSean McCoy, and DeMarco. They're all playing great. Le'Veon Bell, he's fantastic. LeSean McCoy's having a bounce back year, so is DeMarco. Um, I just like to mention like Garrett Blunt. He's leading the league in touchdowns, has over 1,000 yards as well. Fullback, who cares about fullback? But Juszczyk, he's playing pretty good. He's one of the only fullbacks that really does anything. All right, tight ends. There's Kelsey and Delaney Walker. No argument there. Kelsey, he might be the best tight end in the league. Delaney Walker, he's been solid ever since his San Francisco days. All right, tackles. Luan, Penn, and Thomas. Um, yeah, I guess I don't really have a problem with that. Joe Thomas, he's still doing his thing at an old age. Lulan, he's having a great season. Donald Penn, he's good. All right, guards, you have DeCastro, Kalichi Osmelli, and Yanda. Yanda's probably the best offensive lineman in the league, or top five at least. Castro's good. No problem there. Center, no problems as well. All right, jumping to the defense. We have Clowney, Khalil Mack, and Cameron Wake. Clowney, he's played great. I thought I thought with J.J. Watt out, it'd be even harder for him, but he's been fantastic. He's been all over the place, trying to earn back I guess, some like recognition for being the number one pick. He's trying to earn that back. Khalil Mack, Khalil Mack's he's awesome. He might win Defensive Player of the Year this year. Cameron Wake, I'm glad to see him doing what he's doing after that injury last year. Geno Atkins, Real Casey, and Sue. No problems there. Outside linebacker, Lorenzo Alexander, Von Miller, and Arepko. Um, I'd probably take Arepko out of there, even though he's leading it, even though he has like double-digit sacks. I do like um, I do like Zachary Brown, another Bills linebacker. I think he is playing fantastic. He has 130 tackles this year. He could cover. He could rush the passer. He has good hands. So I'd put both the Bills outside linebackers in there. And Von Miller, he's Von Miller. Could win Defensive Player this year as well. Dante Hightower and C.J. Mosley. So the Patriots traded Collins. Hightower, he's taken over. He's been pretty good. His numbers really aren't there, but it doesn't really show how much impact he has on the game. Cornerbacks, we have Chris Harris, Casey Hayward, Marcus Peters, and Talibs. So, I mean, both the Broncos' secondary players are going to be on there, of course. That defense is still doing great, even though their team record's taken a step back, but it's mostly because of their offense. Marcus Peters, he's not doing as good as he was last year, but he's still playing fantastic, and he deserves to be in there 100%. Casey Hayward, he's leading the league in interceptions at 7, came over from Green Bay. All right, one thing I'd like to say, though, is some mentions for corner is A.J. Boye from the Texans. Although his interception numbers aren't there, his stats aren't pretty, he is fantastic. And Byron Maxwell as well, he's playing amazing. And he's having a great season. All right, next, moving on to safeties, you have McCourty, Nelson, and Eric Berry. Reggie Nelson, he's pretty good. It's good to see him get some recognition now. McCourty, he's good. Eric Berry. One thing I could argue, though, is that Eric Weddle, he deserves to be in there. I thought he was done, and I thought he was washed up, but he's having a bounce back year. He's having a great year for the Ravens defense, who really looks good this year. All right, moving on to NFC, we have the quarterbacks. We have Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, and Dak Prescott. All right, Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, they're in there for sure. Dak Prescott, no, he does not deserve to be in there at all. It should be Drew Brees. Drew Brees is he's second in completion percent, first in passing yards, and first in touchdown. And his completion percentage is only 0.6 behind what's his name? They've got the quarterback in Minnesota or Bradford, yeah, Bradford. So, but he does have over 100 more thrown passes than Bradford. Drew Brees, he deserves to be in there. Not taking anything away from Prescott, but he's 16th in passing yards, 16th in touchdowns, and 4th in completion percentage. He doesn't deserve to be on there. I'm sorry. Receivers, Odell, Evans, Fitzgerald, Julio. You know, can't complain there. Odell's fantastic. Mike Evans is having an amazing year. Julio Jones, he's been banged up a little bit lately, but he's still great. Fitzgerald, he's leading the league in receptions. Only thing you could really say is some mentions. I think Brandon Cooks deserves to be up there. At running back, Ezekiel Elliott, Devontae Freeman, and David Johnson. David Johnson, man, what a year. He's approaching 2,000 yards from scrimmage. I mean, he could. He's not going to get it, but I think he's close to a thousand season. I think he's about 200 receiving yards shy, or something like that, 200 or 400. Devontae Freeman, I don't know about him because he splits time. I'd give Jordan Howard some mention there, as Jordan Howard, he has 9 more carries than Devontae Freeman, but he does have 100 more yards, and he didn't play the whole season either. And there's been a couple games where Jordan Howard, he's only getting 9, 10, 12, 14 carries. I mean, his receiving isn't that great, but I mean, if he got the opportunity that Ezekiel Elliott and David Johnson get, he'd be great. His numbers would be insane. Fullback Mike Tolbert, can't really say anything there. Mike Tolbert or John Kuhn should be there. Tight ends Greg Olsen and Jordan Reed. Greg Olsen, he's doing great. Jordan Reed, he's fantastic, but he's always banged up like always. One guy you could throw in there is Jimmy Graham, who's having a great year. He's approaching 1,000 yards receiving this year. All right, offensive line, we have Jason Peters, Tyrone Smith, Trent Williams. Nothing there. TJ Lang, Zach Martin, and Brandon Shreve. I have a problem with Shreve there. I just don't think he's that good. But what the Redskins are doing this year, they kind of just put a couple of Redskins players in there. But I mean, Shreve he's pretty bad in pass protection here. You could probably, I don't know, you could probably throw another guard in there. I mean, in pass protection, Shreve's been beaten nearly 40 times. And the run game over there in Washington isn't that great, so you can't say he's really a fantastic run blocker. Right center, Frederick, Alex Mack. Nope, no complaints there. Defensive ends, we have Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett, and Everson Griffin. I got a problem here. Cliff Averill, he's doing great. He should be there. Everson Griffin, he's around double-digit sacks. You could maybe make a case for him. But Michael Bennett, no way, man. I think he's only played 9 games. He has 3 to 4 sacks, something like that. I would personally take Everson Griffin and Michael Bennett out of there, and I'd throw in Cameron Jordan. He's playing fantastic, and I'd also throw in Hunter from the Vikings. He's over there with double-digit sacks. You could throw him in over Everson Griffin, but for sure Cam Jordan should be there. And also Brandon Graham, he's having a great year too. Him and Cam Jordan, they both have 68 pressures, more than any defensive end on the NFC. Interior linemen, you have Fletcher Cox, Aaron Donald, and Gerald McCoy. I would like to throw Damon Harrison in there. He's having a great impact on the Giants defense. Outside linebacker, you got Vic Beasley, Thomas Davis, and Ryan Kerrigan. Vic Beasley, man, he's playing awesome. That guy's fantastic. He's going to be a monster. Ryan Kerrigan, he's playing pretty decent. Thomas Davis, he shouldn't be on there. I'd throw Sean Lee in there. Thomas Davis, I think he's only going to have around 90 tackles. Sean Lee's up there in 130. And Thomas Davis without Kinkley out, and the defense taking a step back, I really thought he'd make a bigger impact, but he hasn't. Inside linebacker, I have Kinkley Wagner, both of them playing great. Kinkley missed a few games, but he's still the best linebacker in the league, well, middle linebacker at least. Corners, Janoris Jenkins, Pat P, Xavier Rhodes, and Sherman. The only issue I have there is probably Xavier Rhodes, because I do think that Terrence Newman is playing better than him. Xavier Rhodes, don't get me wrong, he's having a great year, but Terrence Newman, that guy's averaging passes thrown his way are only averaging 4 yards. He is playing great, and he's like 38 years old. Free safety, Clinton Dix, Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith, he's playing great. One of the best safeties in the game. Hi, Clinton Dix, he's having a good year, really making plays this year. And strong safety of Landon Collins, who might be the best safety in the league this year. He is playing fantastic. He's not only making tackles and getting big hits, he's also causing turnovers as well. So, I mean, overall, the Pro Bowl was, I'd say about 80% was right. The other 20 was either, oh, hell no, that guy shouldn't have made it, or you could make a case for somebody else.